Hello and welcome to our quilting tips segment. Today we're going to discuss some tips for maintaining and caring for our quilts. With the proper care, your quilt can last for many, many years to come. So let's get started. Just create with fabric and floss. So most of you either make your own quilts, you have tons of them, or maybe you were gifted one. So here are 5 tips on how to maintain and care for your beautiful quilts. The first one, store your quilt properly. When it is not in use, store your quilt in a cool, dry place away from sunlight. Avoid storing in plastic bags. That is a huge no-no, as they can trap moisture and cause mold and mildew, something we don't want in our quilts. Tip number 2, clean your quilt regularly. Depend on the usage, you may need to clean your quilt every few years. Follow the care instructions for your specific quilt and consider having it professionally cleaned if necessary. Now for me, the ones that we use on a daily basis, I just throw in the washing machine. The ones I have hanging up and displayed, unless they get soiled, I just take a lint brush and roll over them and store them away. Tip number 3, avoid using harsh chemicals. When cleaning your quilts, avoid using harsh chemicals that can damage the fabric or cause discoloration. Use a mild detergent and avoid bleach or fabric softeners. And when I first wash my quilt for the first couple times, I make sure to throw in a color catcher just in case any of the fabric decides that it may want to bleed. So I always have those on hand. Tip number 4, handle your quilt with care. When handling your quilt, avoid pulling on it, tugging on it, and tugging on the fabric, and instead support the weight of the quilt with your hands and lift it carefully. So when I go to pull one of my quilts out, I make sure I have all the layers and I lift it up and then pull it. I don't pull just one or little piece of the quilt. I make sure to have it all, so that that's a way to make sure that you're using it all, because some of these quilts can be pretty heavy. And the last one, repair any damages promptly. If you notice any rips or tears or loose stitches, repair them or have them repaired to prevent any further damage. So like on this quilt, I didn't know I had a tear and I threw it in the washing machine, which ended up causing more damage. And so this quilt, I do not use. It is just for display because there's a lot that had to get repaired. So if you see it, make sure you repair it before it gets too bad. And a bonus tip, when you're folding your quilts, up, and so you have it folded this way, you pull it out, you have it on display, you use it, whatever the case may be, make sure you fold it a different way, because if not, you're going to get a crease in the fabric. This may get discoloration where the fold is, so fold it different. each time to help prevent that. And if you're displaying your quilts, say on a ladder or where I have mine that hang up around my house, make sure you rotate them around so they're not always in the same spot, not always the same quilt. You know, make sure you change them up so that way they don't lose their coloration and things like that. So that's it for today's video on quilting tips on how to maintain and care for your quilts. By following these tips for maintaining and caring for your quilt, you can keep it looking beautiful for many years to come. You know, them heirloom quilts that we all love. I want to thank you for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video, maybe give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you get the notification when I upload another quilting video. Many more to come. Be sure to check the pinned comment for another video, tips and tricks video, or check out the playlist coming up on screen right now that will give you a whole playlist of fun videos of quilting projects that we have created. So until then, happy quilting, my friends.